Hey guys, here is the continuation of the Fashion Nova Shift Dress Sew Along. If you have any questions on any of the steps, leave me a note or a question or a comment down below and I will definitely respond back to your comment. Also, the link to the part 1 of this tutorial is going to be down below. I'm going to leave the link right down below. So let's get started. I have gone ahead and I have finished sewing around the sleeve to the bodice. So we are going to move to the cuff of the sleeves. And also a recap to the cuff. We'll be measuring our cuff by taking a tape and measuring around my hand. But I'm going to make sure that my fist or my palm can go through the circle like I'm doing right now. So I'm going to use that measurement to measure how long I want the cuff to be, and also I'll be cutting this with 3 inches wide. On the Fashion Nova model, the cuff was a little bit smaller than that, so I think they might have used 2 inches or 1 inch wide. Grab your cuff and fold it into 2. Then you will be sewing the side, the open side, with 1/2 inch seam allowance. So sew a straight line closing that with 1/2 inch seam allowance on both cuffs. Then take your sleeve and sew a basting stitch all around, just one line basting stitch. This is what we're going to use for the gathers of the sleeve. On the basting stitch that you're using, you will use the longest size of stitch on your machine. So once I sewed it around, I pulled one of the thread because there's a thread under and there's another one on top. So you can either use the on this thread or the top thread, and you pull it a little bit. As you're pulling it, it's gathering. So as you're pulling the thread out, you just distribute the gathers along and you pull and distribute. You pull and distribute until you get the appropriate gathers that you want for the both sleeves. I'm going to demonstrate how I did the gathers using the second sleeve. So here I've pulled out the thread and I'm pulling the thread. As I'm pulling it, it's gathering and I'm kind of distributing the gathers. See, I'm distributing the gathers, then I'm pulling again and distribute, and I'm going to pull a little bit and distribute. Once you're done with the gathers, pick up the cuffs and make sure that the cuff is turned right side out. It's inside out right now, So you want to turn it to the right, like so. Then you put it inside the sleeve and make sure the side seam of the sleeve is matching the seam of the cuff, right side facing each other. You see, I'm matching the right side of the cuff with the right side of the sleeves, and I'm also make sure I'm joining the same side of the cuff to the same side of the sleeve. Then go ahead and pin them. I'm done pinning them together. Then I'm going to take it to the machine and sew it all around. Here is what it looks like after I sew them to the sleeves. So on this next step, you want to take a close look at it. So on the wrong side of the sleeve, I'm going to fold the cuff half an inch in the first time, like that. Then I'm going to fold it over again 1 inch. You see what I just did? Then I'm going to go ahead and pin it in. Make sure it's covering your seam. So you're going to sew on that line. So here's what I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to fold it half an inch. Then I'm going to fold it in 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and pin it together. When you're done pinning, you take it to the machine and sew it all around. You're going to do the same thing to the other sleeve. I've also finished the hem of the dress. So we're doing the neck now. Grab your tape roll, and from the tip of the neck, like the shoulder point right there, you trace along the line of the neck, like I'm doing right now. I'm just tracing the curve of the front neck, and I'm going to put the measurement down. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the back neck, and I'm going to put the measurement down. So add the two measurements together, then use it to cut your neck facing. So here is the neck facing that I cut out using the measurement of the neck that I just got. And I also made it 1.5 inch wide, but it all depends on what you want. But I made mine 1.5 inch wide. Don't forget to add a seam allowance to that. Add 1 inch seam allowance. Then you go ahead and close up the edges, then sew 1 inch seam allowance to close it up. Okay, focus here. My camera is not focusing, so I'm gonna have to adjust this camera. There you go. So just go ahead and add 1 inch seam allowance to that. Then, when you're done adding the seam allowance, you're gonna attach the facing to the neck, and you'll be doing this from the right side of the dress. Make sure you're at the right side. You're adding the same, sorry, what am I saying? The facing to the right side of the dress. So I've sewed the seam to the facing. Then I will be pinning up the facing to the right side of the dress. But I'm making sure that the seam of the facing is also attached to the seam, the shoulder seam of the dress. Then I'll pin it all around. So when you're done pinning it around the neck, take it to the machine and sew it all around. Here is what it's going to look like when after you're done sewing it. But there's also one step we have to do. We have to edge stitch on top of the facing, making sure that the seam is facing the facing. So when you're edge stitching, make sure you're stitching on both the seam and the facing together. Here is what it looks like after I got done edge stitching on the facing. You see right there? I'm trying to focus the camera properly so you can see it. Come on. Okay, I think here it is. So that's it right there. I've edge stitched it on the facing, making sure I'm catching on the edges to the same with the facing. So here's what we have to do. We're going to fold it in. It's turned to the left, to the wrong side now. So we're folding it in 1 inch, then we fold it in again another ½ inch. I'm sorry, we're going to fold it in ½ inch at first, then another ½ inch again. Then we will be stitching using our needle to hem it. So you'll be hemming it all around, and that will be the end of the dress. Once you're done hemming it, go ahead and press it flat. So that's the end of the tutorial. Let me know what you think. If you like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to click the notification button. There you go. Well, thank you for watching, and here is the final outfit.